welcome to another episode of EVTV. I'm Hannah Medina.
And I'm Bella Rulon.
As you can see, most of our upperclassmen are stressing about finding college and applying to them.
Some of our reporters went and found sources to help ease the process.
I'm really relieved now that I do know where I'm going, but yeah, it was stressful before I knew that.
I'm pretty stressed.
Not applying alone has been stressful, but waiting for an answer after I've applied was a little stressful.
These aren't the only students feeling stressed out about college applications. Many other upperclassmen are also feeling stressed, but there are tips that can help make the process a little bit easier. The first tip is to know your deadlines.
I think for seniors, the biggest thing about applying to colleges is looking at the deadlines now and not being surprised by when the deadlines are in November or January, and just kind of planning out when do they need their essays in, do they even need an essay, do they need letters of recommendation. So I think the biggest first step is just going in and looking at what you need and when you need it. Underclassmen, I think the biggest thing is start looking at what are your options, what are you good at, what are your strengths, and where do you want to go and how do you want to get there.
Next, you need to ask for letters of recommendation. Hey, Mr. Bartlett, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I was wondering if I could get a letter of recommendation from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Well, I first tell them to ask people that they have good relationships with. And for some students, because maybe they just moved here and they don't know anyone, they just have to be, I guess, proactive and just start asking teachers that they might have a relationship with later.
Once all that's done, start preparing your essays.
A good college essay, the best way to describe it is, if your parents are hearing someone read this essay, they should be able to know that it's about you.
Do you have a good essay? Have people proofread it. Make sure it's as flawless as can be. And colleges will read those and be like, yep, that person's awesome.
Naviance and Common App are also great resources to use when applying to college and looking for scholarships.
So some schools use the Common App and some don't. It is a benefit to know if you need to fill out the Common App or if you're going to fill out individual applications for each school. Other than that, we have a lot on Naviance. That's where we host a lot of scholarships, as well as posting them on Schoology. We send a lot to teachers to distribute. So it's really just about the opportunities are out there, the information's already being spoken about. It's just about being receptive to listening to where those opportunities are.
As daunting as applying to college may seem, these steps should help you with the process. If you seek more help, make an appointment with your counselor. This has been Nate Malloy.
Before graduating, there are multiple requirements these students must fulfill.
To address their opinions, we go to Brian and Carter.
I enter my senior year, and as I try to align the next steps of my life, my fixation falls upon college essays and visits, scholarship money, DE courses, work, school, and most importantly of all, my PE credit. As auditions approach for me to hopefully secure my spot to pursue my music major in college, my second semester of my senior year won't include the off hour I use to practice. It won't include choir, which I've wanted to take all throughout high school. It won't include wind ensemble or even concert band. The reason for this? I've yet to fulfill my final half credit of PE that I need to take to graduate. And being my last semester of my high school education, I figured now would be as good a time as any to take it. But frustration aside, it brings up an important issue. Why am I forced to take classes that have nothing to do with my interests? Don't get me wrong, I took weights my sophomore year, and it gave me a general boost in morale, so I understand the importance of those types of classes in school. So with PE classes, my issue doesn't lie, but it is exactly where it starts. I remember walking into my first day of weights class and assessing the room, desperately trying to find a familiar face. But at the end of my survey, not only did I find myself in a group of kids I didn't know, I found myself a foreigner of kids bound at the waist, fitting a mold that I didn't. I was in a room full of athletes and jocks, football players and weightlifters, and I was being told to do exactly what they were doing. To me, this concept was unheard of, for when I sat in the electives of my choice, this discomfort wasn't there. The reason? Fine arts classes aren't required at this school. PE courses are encouraged to try to keep kids healthy, but you're going to be told your entire life to exercise more and to eat right. But past high school, how many times are you going to be told to pick up a pencil and draw? How many times will you be handed an instrument, taught how to play it, and encouraged to express the way you feel? How many times will you be told to stress less and sing more? When you go up to grab your diploma, does that mark the end of when others will fortify your drive to express yourself through the fine arts? Is there a transparent sign that we all just blatantly walk through that says, leave your creativity here? And if high school is the last place that you can pursue the arts risk-free, then why is it that you aren't required to take those classes, but you are required to take PE credits? In a world of work and stress and exhaustion, the arts can alleviate the symptoms of a busy lifestyle just as much as athletics and physical exertion can. And for me, I wish to see the day when a group of jocks have to walk into my class and look around the room and be told, now you guys do what these kids are doing. And then I want to watch all those kids fall in love with the arts the way a slim few of us have ever been encouraged to.
Even as a two-sport athlete, I'm not completely satisfied with the PE requirement. I go to my sports every day and I dedicate lots of time and work really hard. But when I come to school, I have to devote even more time just to get my PE requirement. This isn't okay. The PE requirement is keeping me from being able to take the classes that are going to teach me important life skills, like STEM and journalism. Last semester I got to take a STEM class. It was really great. We didn't just have fun in there, we also learned some important life skills. I had a project where I had to make a bear that's head went up and down and up and down. I said, hey, this is going to be really easy. So I made a plan. Throughout the process it became incredibly difficult. I must have had to change my plan like 100 times. There were days where I showed up and I didn't even want to come anymore. I was like, I'm done with this project. But I kept with it. And through it, I learned some important skills. Like, you know what? It's okay to change the plan along the way. I also learned about the importance of grit and determination. If I had given up, I wouldn't have got to have such a cool product, and I definitely wouldn't have learned the importance of grit. Because of the PE requirements, I won't get to continue to be involved in these career-readying classes because I will have to take a PE class. I already know the skills and habits I need to promote a healthy lifestyle through sports. I should be able to take other classes where I learn other important life skills that I will use in my life after high school. Join us next week where we will explore the graduation requirements.
Bella, have you recently made a trip down to the nurse's office?
I'm not sure that I have.
Well, the nurse is not only impacting the health of our students, but as well as their personal lives.
For more, we go to Alyssa.
Last week, our reporter Alondra Escobar was in a car accident.
I remember looking in front of me, and all of a sudden, like, it was just so, like, in the moment, it just happened. I couldn't really do anything about it. Me and my brother were both very shaken up. We didn't know what to do or how to handle it.
But that's not what the story's about.
The health assistant, Miss Kathy, or I just call her Senora, she's so herself and she's very like positive and very loving, and you can sense that.
Who's the Senora who changed the course of Alondra's treatment? Alondra calls her Senora, but to most students she's known as the nurse.
Enfermera? No soy. Es health assistant.
She's like, she will, with her glasses, she'll go, she has a very loving character and a very, like, you know, it's just, once you're in there, you'll feel her love and you'll feel her, like, positive energy.
¿Quieres algo, mi amor, o estás esperando a tu hermana?
I hurt my foot.
As a health assistant, Kathy is responsible for taking care of the physical health at Eagle Valley students. But she does so much more than that.
I get to help kids. I mean, and that's the nice thing. I can make a difference on someone, either help them with a little Band-Aid ice or something like that, or just sometimes they just need an extra shoulder. I don't need to judge. I don't need to scold. I don't need to do anything else, just to listen. They vent. I say, go to the bathroom, cry, scream if you have to, wash your face, and then go out. Nothing happened.
If anybody is struggling or if anybody is needing of a hug, she's right there for them. She's very welcoming. She's always looking out for students, looking out for monolingual students.
The fact that Kathy speaks Spanish makes her all the more important to our community.
Somehow I have to translate when I can the culture, not just the language, the whole culture, to the teacher and to the parent, to the counselor and to the parent.
Kathy is able to reach students who need to be heard in their moments of need. She hears them, she understands them, and she supports them.
Kathy was very understanding. She was very, she calmed me down very easily. She's very, I'm Hispanic and she's Hispanic as well, so it was a very easy interaction with her.
Positive way of living can impact the community because you need people around like that, There's a lot of negativity already going around. There's a lot of pain and suffering. So if someone can just be that light of hope or make you laugh and be there to help you, I think that's a great way. You can impact the community by one person at a time.
That's how one person in one small office makes a big impact. This has been Alyssa Holderness.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of EVTV.
See you next time!